Well, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Bobby Brown Show. I'm your humble host, Bobby Brown, and welcome to the show. Before we get into it, let's get into our daily ritual for the Bobby Brown Show. I want you to stop right now, hit the like button, hit the share button, let everybody know I'm on. I don't come on like talking about, but let everybody know I'm on. Hit the notification bell, make sure it's on always, so whenever a video drop, you get it in real time. Whoop, there it is. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Some of you have been unsubscribed. I think they unsubscribed about 2,000 people. I know, it's crazy. Maybe because I haven't been up here, but make sure you subscribe. If you have not, then resubscribe, and make sure you tell about 5 people a week about the show, the Bobby Brown Show. Now, today I'm going to be doing a long series on bootlicking Negroes. Bootlicking Negroes. We're talking about black men, my brothers and my sisters, who are on this trip that, hey, if you don't support a black woman, pretty much saying you ain't black, pretty much saying you're not with the culture, pretty much saying you're on the wrong side of history, and trying to shame you for doing it. And I'm going to go through a list of entertainers, but before I do that, man, let me see if I can find this video of Malcolm X. I think I got it on my phone. Hopefully you can hear him. I don't want to try to look for this stuff. I think I got it on my phone. And hopefully gallery. And hopefully you'll get what I'm saying on this particular video. I want you to hear the speech from Malcolm X.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
All right, that was Malcolm X. He said these people are puppets, these singers, these entertainers, these comedians that's trying to lead you into making your decision for pushing a political agenda. And he's letting you know that these people are puppets. Well, the person that's running for office is a woman of color. She run this show. No, she don't. Barack Obama didn't run the show. Joe Biden didn't run the show. They're high-ups that run the show. The party itself determines who get to be in that position. Even though you may have voted, they can say, screw your vote. The person you vote for, we can do whatever we need to do to get him out the race, and we can install somebody else. We control the show. You don't control the show. Yeah, it's undemocratic. We are not a democratic organization. I don't even know why we call ourselves the Democrats, because we're not democratic. We're a corporation. The DNC is a corporation. We got rules, bylaws, and we can change it at any time. It's subject to change like a wrestling card. We can change the rules. We don't like you. If you go out and do a debate and you look horrible, we have made an unprecedented way now to tell you that if you don't step down, then you're going to lose, because we're going to dry your money out. We're going to force you to step down. Step down, son. Step down. Screw a primary. Joe Biden will be the nominee. And now look what they did. They had to force Joe Biden out. So not only did you, I don't want to get too far myself. Bootlicks, puppets, thinking that they're running stuff, and will bite you and gnaw at you and crawl at you and scowl at you and roof, bark at you, whatever they can, all because you're not going along with the philosophy and the agenda. I'm telling you, these things have become cult groups, man. The Democratic Party is a cult group. The Republican Party is a cult group. And I don't want to be in no cult group. I go to my church, that's it, but I got my limits on how far I go. Pastor ain't going to be telling me what to do. He can advise me. He can guide me. He can lead me, but it's still my decision. I ain't got to show up for church. You can't force me to show up at church. And you can't kick me out of here. So my whole thing is I'm going to serve God on my own free will. These people are diehard. I've been a Democrat. I died Democrat. My mama, my granddaddy. And shame on you to not support a Democrat. Your mama taught you better. Your forefathers taught you better. Man, if you don't get out of my face with that stuff. It comes to a time where you have to think for yourself and you have to make a decision for yourself. And yes, sometimes you might have to lean on, sometimes you cannot lean unto your own understanding. Sometimes you're going to have to pray about it. Sometimes you're going to have to ponder and think about it. Sometimes you're going to have to put the two policies together and see which is looking good. You got to get your mind out of the media and this madness of calling this person that and calling person from that. You got to get out of that stuff. It is just a deflection, and you got to get it out of the ears of people who's trying to manipulate you and going the direction that they want you to go. You don't vote for me, you ain't black. The nerves of you and the nerves of black people to sit there and let that man say that. But when you're in the cult, you'll sit behind him and say, that's right, he's right. He ain't right. You got sucked into this cult group. Your behavior is a cultist. I don't care what she did. I don't care if he poop in his tan. I'm going to support him. That's not an intelligent mindset of a voter. An intelligent mindset of a voter is really says, look, I don't care if he do that. If he want my vote, I need him to get something on the table for my people. I don't see nothing on the table for my people. Why am I vote? My vote is to empower my people. It's not empower a political party. It's not no, it's to empower my people. I vote for you because I expect you to bring some power, some financial power, some economic power, some social power. I expect you to do it. And if you don't do it, I'm recalling you and I'm getting you out of office the next 2 years. Or you can have wisdom say, hey, I seen how you roll in the past. Ain't no way I'm going to give you this power in the future. But you got these people that's so deep into this political code that they lose their freaking mind. Today we're going to talk about Luther Campbell, Mr. Pop that Gucci.
Pop that Gucci, hey, pop that Gucci, baby, pop.
Mr. Throw that.
Listen up, y'all, cause this is it. Forget that old dance and...
From Florida, man, Miami bass. I grew up on that. Luke was a legend. Two Live Crew was a legend. Boy, them album cover was something else, boy. Booty, 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 booty everywhere. I knew about that. He goes on, he's part of Democrat. He's a Democratic shield. And he's a diehard Democrat. It don't matter whether a record is horrible. It don't matter the past, present, or future. It don't matter anything. They're going to come up with an excuse to support this lady, knowing the past, knowing the present, knowing what you're going to do in the future, knowing about her upbringing and things like that. You're going to go in the future, and I'm not saying you support no Trump, but they think that, well, I ain't got no choice, and I'm going to be happy with this choice. No, it's not a happy choice. Anyway, he goes on and do an interview with Kamala Harris. We're going to watch this interview. We're going to break it down. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use, fair use.
If you're not in the game and you're just sitting on the sideline, you really don't.
So if you're not in the game, if you're on the sidelines, then you don't understand the struggle concerning our people. Let's stop there for a second. Being in the game of advancement of colored people, let me take the colored people off, because black people are not colored people. Everybody colored people. You know, white people use the NAACP just as well as black people. Asians use the NAACP. So I'm not for that colored people. We're in advancement of black people. What do you consider sitting on the sideline, bruh? Because when the civil rights movement happened, it wasn't about voting. Voting was something that we were fighting for as part of our civil rights that can give us, you know, as a tool of civil rights. But we had to fight for the right to vote first. And what we had to do that from the grassroots. We had to do that from the streets. And we were willing to tear the place up. We were willing to shut it all down if we didn't get what we want. And we were willing to shut these politicians down if we didn't get what we want. We will block you in your ability to have any kind of power. Malcolm X taught this. Just because you may not be going to the voting booth, and I don't tell people don't vote, there's a whole lot of other reasons to vote. They don't have to be the top of the ticket. You know, my reasons of how I vote is based on my faith and based on my advocacy. If you don't have a black agenda, if you don't push reparation with cash payments to boot, if that is not part of your not just part of your policy campaigning, but if it's not in the forefront, if you're not willing to take that gut check and that leap, then you're not the candidate for me. I don't care how hollow you say it, but they're bad, they're ugly, they're going to flip the country all. No, I'm focused on you. I'm not voting on them either, but you want my vote. Now, if they want my vote, they can get it, but they got to come up with a black agenda. They got to have cash payment for reparations. Well, the Republicans ain't going to give you that. You don't know what. Yeah, people said that about civil rights. You don't know what people will do when their back is in the corner and they need you. The problem with us is they've been using, abusing us and taking us for granted, and they feeling that they don't need us, they got us. And they realize that they got the cult so tight strong that they got us so strong that if you dare try to escape, I'm going to send some of your people to go out there and whip you back on the plantation through guilt, condemnation, and shame, which is not of God. If you are out here trying to guilt people, if you out here trying to condemn people, if you out here trying to shame people, you are not of God, you are of the devil. You're a devil, you're a demon. You're influenced by demon spirits if you do that. And I know it is hurt because it might hurt some people that I love, but you're operating in the spirit of and a haughty spirit. Those are manipulation tactics. That's why people don't talk about what I don't talk about who I vote for with my family no more, because I need to love you and I need you to love me. And I'm not going to predicate my love and relationship based on point of views of politics. Poly mean many. Tick is a bloodsucker. I'm not going through many times of my blood being drained because of politics. Now, this guy right here just said, a person who ran for office and I think failed, a person that's a Democratic shield, he gets to sit with the vice president and big her up, claims he's for the community, and he going to dish the community to lift up a politician instead of demanding that this politician lift up the community. And instead of saying, look, just want to let you know that don't assume we got your vote. Don't assume we're going to back you up. Because just like that, the black vote can be pulled. You can't tootsie slide, tootsie roll. You can't do none of that stuff and get our vote. You can't do the wobble. You can bring all the hot sauce. You can boil. You can wash cabbage out in the tub. Ain't none of that stuff is going to get the vote. We're wise voters now. We're intelligent voters. We're not sluts. We're not slut voters. You're not going to be pounding us out for our votes. And then after you got what you want, you gone. You ain't doing that this year. This year, I want a ring on my finger before I commit. I need some concessions. He ain't gonna do that. All he gonna say, I don't understand why people don't support you. It's like I don't understand why she don't want to be with you. Maybe she don't want to be with that Negro because he always beating on her. Have you ever thought about that? She left that Negro because he beating on her. I don't understand why she would leave him. You beating on her. Duh. So this dude think, hey, if you're sitting on the sideline, who said somebody sitting on the sideline? We got different ways of advocating, and we got different ways of calling you to the carpet. We got to call you to the carpet. We got to let you know that you can't count on our support.
You got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that.
In order to get some things done for us. The Asians do that. The Latinos do that. The Irish do that. The Italians do that. They're not just going to give you a vote. You're going to have to earn. You're going to have to come with some concession. The Arabs not doing that. The Jewish people not doing that. That's why they got lobbyists. They're lobbying. And when we put ourselves in a position where, oh, no black agenda, no vote, that's what you call lobbying. When we go to a protest and we yell out, no black agenda, no vote, in the thousands, no matter how many other black people there and get mad, we're lobbying for our people. They may not see it. Uncle Luke, keep at it.
If you're not in the game and you're just sitting on the sideline, you really don't. When I wrote the article about, and I just outlined everything that every black man in the barbershop woman would talk about in the conversations, because I always go back to it, because basically everything that everybody was saying about you, what's black enough, does she like black men?
Oh, no.
She's putting black people in jail.
It's not about a blackness. It's just the fact that she's using blackness to get the black vote, and 9 times 10 she ain't black. That's what you call a con game. We just need her to stop doing that. Be you. Be the Indian woman that you are. That's all. Don't cosplay. Don't try to do this Rachel Dolezal. It's not gonna come out in your favor. And you think it's gonna lead you into the White House, and once you get in there, you're gonna be good. No, it's gonna get you before you get to the White House. It's getting you now. That's not the point. And then he mentioned, do you like black men? She was shaking her head. She letting you know she don't like black men, man. She letting you know, Luke, I don't like black men. Watch this.
Conversations, because I always go back to it, because basically everything that everybody was saying about you. Whether she's black enough, does she like men? She's putting
She said
people
nope.
in jail. You know, the common things that was actually said. But at the same time, I write it, and I didn't have a conversation with you. When we had the conversation and we talked about it, we talked about the different things. It was almost, and after the conversation, I felt like I was actually certifying you because we were talking about fried chicken and talking about all these different things.
Talking to somebody, I don't care how powerful they are, do not negate their record, bruh. And talking about fried chicken and watermelon, which I love me. I'm as a black man, I don't shy away. Give me all the watermelon, give me all the fried chicken. Make sure the season right. Some sweet potatoes. Get some potato salad with that. But you're making a serious. You gotta understand this. You gotta understand. Dr. Claude Anderson says, and he's right because his prediction is true. I can show you the video of it, and I can show you the results statistically concerning the foundational original black man of America, and also the immigrant black, but most so the original black man of America. We're a dying breed if we don't get some changes done, and we have to be very serious and be willing to die to get these changes done. And some people not going to follow, some people not going to go, but somebody got to go for the sake of the other people. Yeah, they'll look at us as martyrs and things like that, but somebody got to get it done when it comes to reparations and a black agenda. And in the agenda is anti-black crime bill. Somebody going to have to fall on the sword. Instead of him talking about this Negro talking about fried chicken. And when I talk to you, some fried chicken and stuff like that, man, Negro, you're making us look even more ignorant, Negro.
And then we talked about the gun and the FICO score and these different. So it was
That's
like,
right.
okay, it's like I like this, like, you know.
We talked about guns. We talked about FICO scores. We talked about fried chicken, and we talked about Mama Boomba and Netflix, and WWE gonna be on Netflix next year. We talk about all that stuff, and I like you. Negro, don't you get caught in your feelings. But then again, you're a Bahamian. You're not a foundational black American. So you don't understand our plight here in America, that we're being classed over. Everybody is getting better benefits and more ascendancy over us because they play the neglect game with us, but the give game to mostly anybody, including some black immigrants coming into here. Coming into this country as a black immigrant fare better than being in this country the whole time as a U.S. citizen. Well, no, it don't. You had opportunities and you didn't want it, so we take it, because they systematically put things in place to stop the natural black man from gaining any kind of access to business, from access to capital. But you coming in with capital, you come with access from your own country, which buys you access into this country. And had we had the money to do the same thing in your country, you'll probably do the same thing, because money answers all things. You got to get these bootlicking Negroes got to get their mind off this light-skinned girl. I know, man. I fell in love with this girl, man, when I was in school. Her name was John Cena, and it was not the wrestler. I was in love with John Cena Harrell. She wasn't in love with me. I wonder what she up to. I might need to give her a call. No, I'm just kidding. But we got to stop falling for these light skin. Stop with the light skin stuff, man. Negro, you're mesmerized. All y'all Negroes are mesmerized. Y'all need to be serious. Now, when it comes to the Trump thing, I don't care about the Trump thing, because I really believe that if God called Trump to be president, he's going to be president. If God called her to be president, he's going to be president. I don't care. I mean, some way, somehow, even if my vote didn't contribute, one of them going to be president regardless. And I'm not going to have my vote swayed in either one of them favor, because I'm not in none of them favor. I do like some policies Trump have on the Agenda 47. Some, not all. Haven't seen Kamala Harris, but knowing if it's like anything she's done in the past, I want no parts of it, but I'm willing to be open to take a look at it. At the end of the day, I need somebody to have cash payment, reparation, black agenda, and a anti-crime bill. If you ain't got that, I'm out. It's non-negotiable. I'm not going to be pretty Rickied or pretty Ricknella, whatever you want to call it, Ricky, like Ricky Lake. I'm not going to be pretty Ricky by Kamala Harris. This dude act like he on a date with her, man. And then again, Doug, he's a simp. He don't mind. Go ahead and holler at my girl, man. If you want to, you can pick her up in the air and swing her around.
I'm saying she's about everything that we're about, the struggles and the things that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
How has she have to struggle to deal on a daily basis? She did not struggle in Canada. Her mom was a professor, researcher. Her dad's a professor, researcher. How the hell did she struggle? I guarantee you in Canada they had a big house. Her granddaddy is a rich dignitary, so-called freedom fighter in India. She's suffering? Is that your daddy's story? Was your granddaddy a dignitary in India or in the Bahamas? No. Was your mother and father both professors at a university? No. So she don't understand our struggles, Luke, so stop with this lie. She don't. Even in college, no. I guarantee you she didn't even have to work one job in college. And getting out of school, her working a job was a tough thing. That's why Willie Brown had did whatever he needed to do to get her a job. And I can go there and talk about different jobs that Willie Brown got her when she really didn't deserve it. She got it because of favor. So this lady's the luckiest woman in the world that she pretty much get the whole world in her hand without really pushing for it. You know why? Because Willie Brown got pretty wicked. He fell for the light-skinned woman. And when you got a light-skinned woman, especially if she put it on you, boy, you want to give them anything, boy. I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would holler at my girl. You holler at my girl? Don't look at my girl, man. That's my girl. That's how these Negroes are when it comes to Kamala Harris. Not because of policies, because she don't have a policy. They trying to ignore her past. Forget her past, man. She's beautiful. She's wonderful. And woo! She's going up. That's our queen. Is she gonna be president? You gonna be on the wrong side? We're gonna be on the right side of history. Martin Luther King is looking proud. Get out of here with that mess. Y'all being pretty wicked. Woman ain't had no struggle, Luke. Stop with that crap.
As activists in our community.
She ain't never activated, and she ain't never been an activator. Get out of here. Fast acting. She ain't never been none of that, man. Stop. You guys don't do your research. I'm a regular working guy and I get more research done than you guys do. You guys sit in celebrityism and you don't do your research. And you don't want to do your research because you're afraid to see some things that you don't want to see. D.L. Hughley, we're going to get on you next. You the next one I'm getting on. Ricky Smile, I leave for last. Roland Martin is just a lost case.
So how did I come to that place? And then that's when I ended up writing the other article saying, okay, this is this, because, again, we get to the point where we prejudge a person. So then now I'm out here fighting the fight of the same thing I basically.
Yes, you prejudged her, and I think you still prejudging her. You just changed your judgment of her. I don't think you ever prejudged her. I think you've always seen her this way, and you just made it seem like you're going to kind of push back to get what you want, but you always seen her this way. You always a fan of Kamala Harris. You was willing to forget her past. You were willing to forget what she's currently doing as Vice VP, especially when it comes to immigration and things like that. You're willing to ignore her because she's a Democrat, and she's so-called black, and she's the closest thing we can get to having Barack Obama 2.0, and the Obamas got her back, and blah, blah, blah. Joe Biden ain't got her back because he just stole this from Joe. They just went full-blown fascist and allowed corporate money move Joe out the way, drive up the money so she can walk through and take the nomination to breathe some new life in a campaign that she yet to get one vote for herself. She was appointed by Joe. She didn't earn the vote.
He wrote, and I'm trying to convince people that, no, that was wrong. Let me ask you, so when
you're trying to convince people what was wrong, that her record is wrong, you're reading the record based on, you're rewriting history, that's what you're doing, or you fell for it. They rewrote the history and you read it because you don't want to believe that these things she's done. So you're willing to embrace the rewritten version. It's just like the people, because they want to live the certain lifestyle that they want to live, they want to do what they want, how they want, when they want, with whoever they want, with how many people they want, at what age they want. They want to do all this stuff. So they'll change the Bible to fit their sin nature or fit their way of life, to fit the way they thinking instead of fitting themselves with the scripture. No, I'm going to create my own Bible to fit my lifestyle. I'm going to create an LGBTQ Bible. I'm going to create a do what you want Bible. I'm going to create a player Bible. How to be the greatest player instead of leaning to the original, because the original going to call you to discipline yourself and get a hold of yourself and turn yourself a certain direction and walk it. You want to get away from that. You don't want nobody to put reins on you. You don't want nobody to tell you what to do. And in this situation, you was hoping, you didn't like the record, you heard about the record, and you were looking for an excuse for the record, and they gave you the lame excuse, and they still manipulating you with that excuse. And I'm going to go over that and show you that soon.
In your camp, you're doing and everything, and you're trying to prove marriage you're black enough. You know who you've been you forever.
Right.
And you lived a life, and you lived hood. You went to the black university.
She did not live.
You lived a life as an African American. That have people question.
Why don't you ask her if she's black, man? Why don't you ask her as an African American so she could continue to dig herself into a hole? She didn't live in the hood. She worked. She worked in San Francisco. She didn't work in Oakland. She was born and raised in Oakland for a hot minute. Most of her life she lived in Canada, and she didn't live in the hood in Canada. She didn't live in the hood in Canada. She lived in a nice neighborhood in Canada. I don't know why people are trying to make excuses for this lady. Why are we trying so hard to make her one of us? I know some white boys that's been through our plight. They got dogged out there because they're affiliated with black people. They call them wigger lovers and stuff like that. They been through the trenches, like Ghost and Tommy and all that kind of stuff. We had some Tommies in our neighborhood. At the end of the day, he go up the street, his house was messed up just as bad as anybody else's house. He stayed in the project just like anybody else. But that was Tommy. He was down. But he wouldn't get on mess around and say the N-word. Not with the hard R. He would have got stumped down no matter what. This lady don't know our experiences. She's not hood with us. She haven't been fighting with us in the trenches. She was a prosecutor, dude. She prosecuted people. Her job was not to defend. Her job was to prosecute. When she became district attorney, her job was to prosecute. Her job was not to defend. Her job was to put people in jail, and that's what she did. But she did it too hard, too much, and too stringent, too systematically, and too tough. She was looking for laws to create to lock people up. That's how bad it was. You talking about Joe Biden and the crime bill? This woman was looking for new laws to create to lock people up, to get the private prison system filled, and to bring revenue to the city of Oakland, San Francisco, in the state of California. Worked hard with some of her programs Governor Schwarzenegger adopted, made a law for the state. She made laws not to help people. She made laws to condemn people. So stop with this bull crap, Luke.
How you really
That's a great question. Very frustrating. That's a great, because
It's very frustrating. How? As a so-called black woman, talk about some of your experience as a black woman. I got to hear this.
Exactly. It is. I know who I am. I was raised to have pride. I mean, I could go on and on.
We already heard that story. You said your Indian mama raised you to have pride. I know who I am. I was raised to have pride. Like black people who don't have pride. You mentioned in that interview with CNN that your Indian mother instilled with you pride. Not your Nene, not Nene Finnegan, not your your Irish Indian mother-in-law, or let's say she was black Irish, which she's not. But your grandmother, great grandmother, Nene didn't instill it in you. Nene instilled that in your dad, Nene Finnegan. Miss Christina Brown, she didn't instill that in you, right? No, your mother did. They Jamaicans. Your Arab side. See what I'm saying, people? Your Arab side. They instilled that in you. Where's the black struggle? There is no black struggle.
About who I am, right? But and who I was born as, not just who I became. It wasn't like some process of enlightenment. This has not been a process of discovery for me. In fact, I think the frustration is that other people want me to take them through their process of discovery.
Exactly.
About trying to understand it.
What the hell did you just say?
What did you see? What?
I think the frustration is that other people want me to take them through their process of discovery.
Exactly.
About trying to understand it.
Right.
We don't have to go through no process to discover. It's easy to discover that you cosplaying. My thing is, none of this stuff matters. Just stop cosplaying and be you so we can get the task at hand. What are your policies? Because now I can't trust you when you're doing that. I smell con. And when I smell con, I can't trust you. When you might have the greatest policies in the world, but I can't trust that you're going to try to implement them. I can't trust that you're going to push them and really be serious, because right now, you're not being the predominant you, which is Indian. I'm not asking you to be Scotch-Irish. You're predominantly Indian, so be Indian. But don't do the Brahmin stuff, because it seems like you're doing the Brahmin stuff. And it hurts me to see people like this guy, then got light skin in the heart, light skin, pretty eyes, and got them. They're fighting so hard to make you black. And talking about your black struggle. she still ain't admit to anything about black struggle up here. This is just his own mouth. I really got a feeling that the Democratic Party just said, let them believe that, let them go with it. Don't say nothing. If you need to reinforce who you are, do it, and we got your back. But whatever you need to do to keep these people here on this plantation, to keep them from going to the other plantation, Republicans, because you're a plantation too, to keep them from being free-minded and putting themselves in a position where we got to actually negotiate with these Negroes to get their vote. We got to actually work and negotiate with these Negroes to get a vote. Nah, I ain't doing that. Tell these Negroes to get in line and tell them to tell the other Negroes to get in line. Well, it ain't gonna work because you ain't the boss of us.
And it's a challenge. I mean, but this is look, all of us who have
Here we go with the
become the
word salad.
Part of the challenge is that
anybody wants a word salad?
Their boxes about who are. It's in their mind. They have this set of boxes, and they're trying to figure out which one do you fit. Right? But the number of boxes they have is limited to whatever they've seen before. Right? And we're asking them to see something that they've not for, and then figure out where to put that. I might give you an example, because I actually...
Please, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Please.
I use this phrase. Just close your eyes for a moment and then think about the boy next. For most of America, what is that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the boy next. 4 words.
Negro, you don't... If you don't stop acting like you understand this babbling, this tether babbling she's doing, man, she's taking you through Tetherpalooza, man. She's tether-splaining, tether-babbling. Stop. She don't know what the hell. No. She actually thinks she's saying something, but she ain't saying something. And this is going to hurt her when she go out. This ain't helping you at all, Kamala. This ain't helping you at all. Stop. Just be you and be calculated on the words that you say when you explain the stuff. Oh, God. Here you go. I got to hear some more.
Speak volumes about the age, the look, the character.
You're right about it? Yep.
You don't know what the hell she's
4
saying.
words would immediately let you know about who I am. It's not in the vocabulary.
It's not. When people question your blackness, you were on that bus, part of the civil rights movement, but the
It's already proven that she wasn't no bus. Oh, God. Boy, y'all need to go listen to her. Can't listen to her mom because she's gone. And where is Dad? I'm really feeling sorry. I believe that dude in some kind of black site in the middle of Arizona somewhere just to keep him from telling the truth, calling her out last time.
struggle with is convincing people that this is a strong black woman who lives a strong. Why is that?
You see how she just nodding? Where's her reinforcement of her being a strong black woman? God, this just don't feel right. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people that I love, and I'm not sorry. I mean, it is what it is. I got a spirit of discernment concerning this. I really believe she knows she's not, but I believe the DNC got her about a reins to let her know. Let's say, just roll with it. Just roll with it. Don't you mess it up. Don't you Rachel dollars all this. We need you to be what we ever need you to get you where you need to be. You're going to be the first female, Asian, and we'll even say black because we told you to be black throughout this whole thing. And I just recently showed you the lineage her lineage, it's not a lick of black in there. The names on that roll is mostly Irish name. And this is her real genealogy. Now, whether the Irish was a black Irish woman, don't see no evidence about that, but I know majority of people in that particular region of Jamaica under that particular township, there was a lot of Indians. A lot of them. They wasn't raped. Worked as indentured service. Nene Finnegan, married. Chrissy Brown, married.
Any question?
You're right. Now, I was literally, I was about to go off, which would not have been cool because I'm trying to get elected.
Yeah. But you went to Howard.
But they went to these elites that, sometimes I'm like, look,
Howard University, been there a few times. One of my sons in the faith graduated from Howard University. The Mecca what? That Mecca have Asians there, it has white people there, it has Indian people there. All colors go to that school. The Mecca of what? Is it Mecca? Is it a bunch of Arabs there? Is it a bunch of Indians, Muslims there? Or the Mecca of black people? Of course it's going to be majority black. Majority of black universities, historic black universities got majority blacks. But they're open to everybody else.
I am not running to be black president.
Right.
And you all need to figure this out. And you need to figure out the diaspora. People would say that. I went to Howard. If you stand on the middle of the yard looking around, you'll see young black students who are walking around in lab. They're over there walking around, over there in Lead Fine Arts, over there. And so your limited view of who people are, don't put that on him. because you don't have the ability to see. Right? The variety and the diversity and the depth.
There's a lot of comparable people that could have ran for office. I'm not a big Stacey Abrams fan, but she did do the work. She did try to put the 50-state strategy. Your own party would not give her the DNC chair. Stacey Abrams did whatever she do to help people win the election, win Georgia. And Joe Biden had that woman come on national TV just to tell him how much she appreciated, when he should have said, look, you work so hard, I want to make you my VP. But he chose you, and you didn't even do half of the work that black sister did. We know she blacker than black. You didn't do the work, half the work that she did, and she's been denied over and over again, not just by the voters, but by her own party, who had appointed positions they could have gave her. She could have been the VP. She could have been Secretary of Interior. She could be anywhere in the Joe Biden cabinet, but after all that hard work, Joe Biden didn't do nothing for her. And again, he trotted her on TV to talk about a special announcement on TV with Rachel Maddow, and broke the woman's heart right there on TV. She looked so sad and so hurt.
No. But here's the thing. If you look at Brown versus Board of which with Thurgood Marshall and all those guys desegregated America, and to your point about the trend, what also started to happen is that
God, this is boring.